Okay, so how did I discover that I was dyslexic? 4 years ago, I was searching the web and I would type in can't read, can't write, can't spell. So now I was 56, 57 years old. All of a sudden, the simulation came up and it showed the letters and numbers shifting back and forth. And it showed words shifting back and forth. And as soon as I saw this, I realized this is what I see when I read. So then I read down at the caption, and the caption said, a friend of mine described what it was like to be dyslexic. So I said, I don't know what dyslexic is. So I looked that up and I saw the definition as somebody who struggles with reading, writing, and spelling. And I knew at that point that I was dyslexic. So at that time, I got very upset because I realized that I had lived my whole life without knowing I was dyslexic. It was never detected. Okay. So the next thing is that I started to look for support. I found very little support for adult dyslexics. I found very little information, any type of resources. I couldn't find anything. Very, very little. So at that point, I asked myself, is there anybody else that's in the same situation that I'm in? And I decided it probably was a lot of people that were just like me, that didn't have any resources. So that's when I decided to start Dyslexic Together. And the goal of Dyslexic Together was to find as much resources as I could and to bring them all together into one portal, and to start bringing people together where they could feel comfortable talking about their dyslexia online or on the website, and to find the resources they need to help them in life. So the one thing that I did was I felt that everybody that I talked to in life was smarter than me whenever I had a conversation. So I really believed that I was born stupid. There was nobody to tell me any different. When you can't read, write, or spell, okay, society automatically tells you that, or gives you the impression that you're not smart. So I believed that. Society judges you on your academic achievements, period. Well, then I started to look back on my life after I discovered that I was dyslexic and realized that I had skills that other people didn't have. Skills that I never thought of before I was dyslexic, before I knew I was dyslexic. I just knew at that time that I couldn't read, write, and spell. And when you don't know that you're dyslexic, and this is really important, you don't have anybody to talk to. You don't want to tell anyone that you're dyslexic because they think, you know, that dyslexia, that you're not smart. And all you want to do is provide for your family. So I never told anybody. I wasn't looking. I just assumed that, you know, I wasn't very smart and just worked on my job and provided for my family. But now that I'm now that I know that I'm dyslexic, again, I realize that I had skills, including communication skills, problem solving skills, which is huge. I find that every day I'm constantly problem solving, creative. These are things that I never knew that I had until I discovered I was dyslexic. There was several different points in my life that I could have, it could have been discovered that I was dyslexic. Let's go back to the 6th grade level. When that eye doctor was reading my eyes in that machine and saw that I was just reading a line and going back over the line and never dropping down, he actually discovered that I was dyslexic, but he did not know about dyslexia. I see that now. So that was the first spot. The second was when I was at Middlesex Community College, the community college that I went to learn how to write for my daughter. Well, I went to the special ed class. They sent me to a specialist. He comes back and just says, I'm at the 6th grade level, and this is the help he needs. He never, and no one ever said that I was dyslexic. Nobody should ever feel like they're stupid. And society really shows us that if you don't have an academic achievement, then you're stupid. Okay, so the thing about dyslexics is we think differently. I think differently. Okay, it's very visual that I look. Everything is visual. I do read at the 6th grade level, so I can survive and get through it. Okay. But again, I want to repeat this, that no one should ever live the way I lived. And that was believing that I was born stupid. Okay. It is so important that children are diagnosed at the earliest age, because you don't want to live your life like I did. I want these children and these kids, if they know from day one that they're dyslexic, doesn't make the dyslexia go away, but the tools and the education that's out there right now allows them to go as far as they want through college. I mean, there's speaking tools, there's writing tools, and I know they're all out there. Doesn't make it any easier that you're dyslexic, but it sure makes it easier that you can achieve a academic degree. Okay, and I'll leave you with this. Okay, as a community, if all we're looking for is an educational level, then we're missing out on some of the most brilliant minds there are in the world. Okay, and that's people who think differently. So thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it.